You need to master patience if you want to be successful in the crypto markets. Patience is one of the most important attributes you can have, not just for investing, but for life in general. You can't expect to make the big gains overnight. If you enter the markets with the hope of chasing quick wins or flipping your portfolio within a week, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. This is the kind of mindset that leads to emotional and irrational decisions, which usually results in someone buying high and selling low. Pull up a chart of Bitcoin or Ethereum and zoom out. Look at the long-term price action. Look at how the prices move over the last 5 or 10 years. Real gains take years to materialize, not days or weeks. Trying to day trade and time the market just for a 5% gain will often lead to overinvestment, unnecessary stress, and consistent losses. It might even scare you away from crypto for good. We all know the saying, time in the market beats timing the market. It's a cliche for a reason. Look at the last bull run, for example. Bitcoin topped out at around 68K in 2021. Even if you made the mistake of buying Bitcoin at the top, if you had the patience to hold until now, you would still be in profit. You won't be up nearly as much as the guy who bought low during 2020 or early 2021, but you will still be in profit nonetheless. Trying to buy the exact bottom and selling the exact top sounds good in theory, but it almost never works. Even professional traders get it wrong. What actually works for most people is staying invested over time, putting in small amounts regularly and holding through the noise. It might feel slow and boring, but it works. The longer you're in the market, the more chances you give yourself to benefit from the next big move. Crypto is the most volatile market in the world. Prices can swing 10%, 20%, even 30% in a single day. That kind of price movement will mess with your emotions. One day you feel like a genius, the next day you're questioning everything. This is where patience becomes your greatest asset. Impulsive decisions such as panic selling during a dip or FOMO buying during a pump are usually the result of emotional reactions, not logic. Patience allows you to zoom out, ignore the noise, and stick to your long-term plan. The market is designed to shake out the impatient. Surviving volatility isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the calmest. Just keep calm and hold. It really is that simple. Simple, but definitely not easy. In past years, the crypto market has always followed a 4-year cycle. The Bitcoin halving results in Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high, followed by Ethereum and the rest of the altcoins. During the quiet years of crypto, you need to be building up your position and buying as much as possible. You need to be willing to watch the charts go sideways for years. The quiet years is when true wealth is made. Obviously, we're currently in 2025 and a bull run is likely to happen towards the end of the year, meaning the quiet years for this cycle have already passed. During the last cycle, Bitcoin topped out in November of 2021. It then tanked over 70% in the following 12 months, eventually bottoming out in November of 2022. Over the next 18 months or so, it would go sideways for a bit, then up, sideways for a bit, then up, before returning back to its 2021 all-time high in March of 2024. Then the Bitcoin halving occurred in April, and 8 months later, we saw it go to 100K. In this chart, the two blue lines show the period between November of 2022 and October of 2024. If you had the patience and calmness to buy and hold through all the noise, through all the ups and downs, you would be sitting pretty right now, as Bitcoin hovers around the 100K price point. Let me give you an example. Let's say there's two people, person A and person B. Person A is cool, calm, and calculated. Over those 2 years, he sets monthly buy orders, let's say $1,000 per month. He sets the automatic purchases, never checked the Bitcoin price, forgot about it for nearly 2 years, and enjoyed his life. Assuming person A bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin on the 1st of each month, over that 24-month period, he would have invested $24,000 and accumulated nearly half a Bitcoin. On the other hand, you have person B. Person B follows 100 different crypto accounts on X, never does his own research, and gets emotional whenever the market moves. He is skeptical of the market during the dips and only panic buys after prices go up by 50%. He decides to buy in at 68K when the 2024 halving had just occurred, expecting it to pump like crazy. Person B would have obtained 0.35 Bitcoin. Now he has no more money to invest and is forced to watch his holdings tank for the next few months. Let's assume he holds his bag until the present day. If we compare their portfolios, the price of Bitcoin is hovering around 110K at the time of recording. They both invested $24,000. Person A has a bag worth around 53k, and person B's is around 38k. Person A had over 100% increase in his net worth over that 2-year period, more than doubled his initial investment. Person B, assuming he held through the post-halving crash until today, would only have a 60% increase. Not too bad, but nowhere near what it could have been. Keep in mind, in this example, we're only talking about 20 grand portfolios. Apply this example to a 6 or 7 figure portfolio. That 60% difference would be much more significant. Patience doesn't only apply to crypto. It is something that applies to everyday life, whether it be health, career, or relationships. Social media has fooled us into thinking success should happen quick. It's a constant highlight reel of wins. I was scrolling through Reddit the other day and I came across an interesting statistic. Apparently, 90% of podcasts don't make it past the 3rd episode. I don't know how accurate that is, given that it's Reddit, but I'm sure there's some truth to it. People get excited, suddenly get motivated to do something, and don't have the discipline or patience to stick to it. It's the unrealistic expectation of success overnight. It probably goes a little something like this. A group of guys are sitting around and having a chat. The topic of side hustles and content creation comes up. Oh, bro, you should totally start a podcast. It would be sick. I'm sure we've all had those kind of conversations during our lunch breaks at work or while hanging out with friends. They toss some ideas back and forth, come up with a catchy podcast name, and even plan out the first few episodes. Over the next few days, they're fired up. They go out and buy a microphone, set up all the accounts, and start recording. Then, after releasing the first few episodes, reality kicks in. They get close to 0 views and the motivation dies out instantly. Then they give up. Once again, patience is the missing ingredient. Having patience doesn't only apply to the crypto markets. It's a trait that you need in all aspects of life. Take health and fitness, for example. You don't go to the gym for a week and walk out looking like a superhero. Body transformation takes time. You need to show up consistently, eat well, train hard, and rest. It's slow and it's boring, and sometimes you feel like nothing's changing. Then one day, many months later, you look in the mirror and realize how far you've come. That's the reward of patience. Most people quit way too early because they expect fast results. The same goes for personal growth or learning a new skill. Whether it's learning a language, building confidence, or just becoming more disciplined, it takes time. This generation expects instant gratification, but the stuff that truly matters, the things that truly improve your life, they can't be rushed. You need to be comfortable with failing, making mistakes, and getting a little better each day. Having patience doesn't mean doing nothing. Patience is believing in the process while still doing the work. Whether it's growing your portfolio, building your dream body, starting a business, or becoming the best version of yourself, the formula is always the same. Stay consistent, stay humble, and give it time. You might not be seeing the results yet, but it doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you're still planting the seeds. Anyways, that's it from me today. Thank you for watching and take care.